it's better to decompose ERP into independent components. So let's decompose ERP's independent component and compare each independent component separately. So we are doing this by clicking event-related potentials component in the database. We are doing visual CPT task. I click OK. And these are results of comparison with the database. Say this, and we are going to compute each component step by step. And this is a component. Green is the subject component, red is the database component. As you can see here, we have some delay of N1 component in the component that is generated in occipital area. This is the first component. The second component is generated in the temporal, left temporal area. And again, in this case, we don't see big differences in this component. On the right side, we see some differences. The amplitude of the component on the right side is higher, significantly higher in the left temporal area. Then we can check P3B component in this patient and compare the P3B component with the database. We actually don't see any differences in this patient except this negative part, but it goes quite early. Then we compare suppression component. That component generated in the supplementary motor cortex in this patient, and it's look like quite normal. Okay, so we can compare the monitoring component that is generated in the subgenual area of the cortex in this patient, green. And we compare it with the grand average monitoring component of the healthy subject, and as you can see that there is no deviation from normality, so quite normal monitoring component. We can compute also P3A component. This is associated with the orienting response in this patient, and we can compute this component and then compare this component with the database. And in this case, the N1 part of this component is quite normal, and the positive part, actually this is a P3A component, is it's a little bit higher than in norms. P-value was not big, so I wouldn't say that it's statistically different. I wouldn't say so. So basically, ERPs, although there was some deviation from normality, but basically ERPs look quite normal, as well as behavioral parameters in this patient look normal. Okay. So I think that we did almost everything. So we compared spectra with the database. We compared behavioral parameter with the database. We compared component with the database, and basically we didn't find any significant and clinically significant deviation from normality in this patient.